It's Cobra Kai Season 3 time, baby. Let's review it. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back to a brand new Netflix review. Today we're going to be going over Cobra Kai Season 3. I just finished it within less than 24 hours, and I'm sure many of you guys are going to be doing the exact same thing. So if you guys are Cobra Kai fans, if you guys just enjoy talking movies or TV, then this is the channel for you guys. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as comment down below and let me know your guys' thoughts. What are your thoughts on the earlier seasons? And of course, what are your thoughts on Cobra Kai Season 3 when you finally get to watch it, and how excited are you for it? Let's discuss it all down there. Cobra Kai Season 3 picks up directly after Season 2's big ball drop that Miguel is in a coma after Robbie kicked him right over the ledge, and also adding in Kreese taking over the Cobra Kai dojo, and well, our main protagonist Johnny is not in the brightest of spots. The first two seasons of Cobra Kai I put off for quite a while, which is weird because I really like the original Karate Kid. I think it's a blast. I think it's a ton of fun, but the appeal never came back to me of wanting to go and visit Johnny Lawrence and see how he's doing. That's not what I was appealed to. But of course, Ralph Macchio is in here. He's being the awesome guy that we want to. And of course, it's LaRusso. You know, he's apparently the bully to Johnny. And the different ideologies and the way that this whole story started is just so unique. But again, I wasn't that interested in the show. And I also wasn't interested in jumping on the YouTube Red and watching it on there. Then I saw it was going to Netflix, and I'm like, okay, this changes a lot. Netflix really much has a lot of faith in this show. They're grabbing the rights to the first two seasons, as well as the new season, and already renewing it for a fourth season, which, thank God, I jumped into the first two seasons and binge watched them within 4 days. And it was really depressing because I'm like, well, when's season 3 coming? I thought it was coming in the next couple of months, and it became like 5 months later, and now I'm finally watching season 3, and let me tell you, I'm pretty sad because I watched all 10 episodes, all 10 new episodes in less than 24 hours. Yes, I'm an addict, but that's okay. I'm admitting it to you guys right now. I'm sure many of you guys are also going to be an addict to these seasons as well. It's one of the easiest shows to binge, and purely enough, Season 3 continues that same flair that you very much enjoyed within the first two seasons. They're very self-aware. They know what they are, but they don't overly play it off seriously. Even though there are great dramatic elements within the show continuously becomes entertaining and gives you those vibes that the original Karate Kid had throughout it. And especially within Season 3, I already call it, is the best season of Cobra Kai yet. But at the same time, this very much feels like a setup for the fourth season. And not in the bad way either. Some seasons do feel like that. Some seasons feel like filler or setup, but not this one in particular. By the ending, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait for the next season. But I didn't feel like I wasted time on this one. All the character arcs that truly grow throughout this, most of them, in fact, grow to a very nice conclusion by the end and a great last episode, which honestly, the last episode of this season is amazing. I loved it. Speaking of those characters, let's jump into them and really the arcs that they all had and the ones that I very much appreciated. Johnny Lawrence is really like the heart and soul of this show, and I really love what they ended up doing with this character, especially by the finale of the season, because it very felt like a great conclusion to the arc they were already taking him on. And also jumping into Jacob Bernard, who plays Hawk. Shout out to him because his characters have been kind of getting annoying on me, but the way that they take him, and again, the depths that they take his character, add a little bit of a different sensibility that I think a lot of people are actually going to be finally being able to relate to. Also, Ralph Macchio, of course, as Daniel LaRusso, just does a great job and kind of follows that same arc that Johnny Lawrence was definitely needing to add to his flair. Hands down, Samantha and Miguel become seriously the heart and parallels of Johnny and Daniel. And again, that's the biggest thing that I love about Season 3 is seeing the parallels, the ideologies, and how alike these two different dojos truly are. And again, these two younger kids and the performances that they give are just excellent, but as well as the depths that they have to go to, especially after seeing what Season 2 and the effects that it had on them within that season. Because Season 2 ended in a way that very much shook the foundation of what this show was about, and Season 3 picks up directly right after and doesn't they're not like, oh yeah, we're going to sweep that under the rug and fix it right away. No, it's a very core element to what makes season 3 so important. Of course, Robbie Keane is also a big part of this whole entire season as well, but I gotta say, I didn't love his character in particular in here. He kind of felt just okay, and it just felt like the same thing that we've truly kind of seen from him in the last couple of seasons, and I'm hoping season 4 maybe takes him in a different direction, or again, maybe even furthers out his character arc, because again, I can see what he is, but he's very much in the definition of insanity. You just keep doing it, it's gonna keep happening to you, and you're falling into that cycle that I wish you would just jump right out of. Martin Kove as John Kreese, of course, he shook the world by storm when he popped up at the end of season 1 and into season 2. But Kreese is a big element into the season. Of course, again, this is a non-spoiler review, so I don't want to dive into any of the particular elements that go about with any of these characters. I never thought I would actually give a crap about Kreese, but you kind of understand where the guy's coming from. Especially within this season, they actually do a lot more to his background of his character than I ever get in any sort of Karate Kid world. But I actually respect Kreese a little bit more, and they do that a lot to a lot of the characters that maybe seemed a little bit despicable beforehand, and that's what I really like about the shows, that they truly make everyone feel human, even though, again, it's a little bit over the top at times, and even at times cheesy and 80s filled, but you still appreciate that, and you still really like that, and the character depths that they do, maybe a little surface level, I like, because it gets that other way of, oh, that's why they act the way they are. And that's why I want to just give a major shout out to Cobra Kai in general, because each season really builds upon the last, like I've mentioned, and the characters are really the heart and soul of this whole entire show. I think the story is a lot of fun, and I think it's a blast to see what definitely happens with inside of it. But for me, seeing how each and every episode builds upon the next, it's hard to put down the show, and again, it becomes one of the most bingeable shows that you can possibly jump into. One of the big things that we saw in the trailer for this, though, and of course the tie-ins to Karate Kid 2, which is kind of one of the ones that I'm like, yeah, I don't really like the film. I think it's okay, but it's fine. It actually made me appreciate that film even more than I ever expected to, because I love the original Karate Kid, but the sequels after that just were okay. It made me actually like Karate Kid 2 in some ways, and again, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but when you guys get to check out the season, if you're one of those people, you're going to look at Karate Kid 2 in a whole different way. Even look at the style of fighting that Daniel LaRusso does, in a completely different dynamic. I loved Cobra Kai Season 3. And if for any cons that I really had, again, Robbie Keane, his character still just kind of seems a little bit repetitive in its nature, and he kind of slows down the pacing just a tiny bit. Not to the point where I'm annoyed with the character, but just a tiny bit. And just as my same con for the first 2 seasons, I get it. This is very much an over-the-top, not take ourselves too seriously, but take ourselves just a little bit seriously. They know what the show's absolutely is, and I love that they understand that in their style and vision, but sometimes some of the high school romance, especially within that second season, kind of pours into the third season, and it becomes just a little bit too cringy for me, but that's still, it's so minor. I just wish they handled it a bit better. With all that said, I mean, I loved Cobra Kai Season 3. I think this was a great next season for Cobra Kai, and I cannot wait to see what they do with Season 4. This is just incredible. Netflix, you picked up a winner. Truly enough, bring on the next season. I can't wait. Hopefully, I only have to wait a year to see how this season concludes, because the ending of this season, it's just amazing. I mean, the last 20 minutes is truly amazing. Again, I can't talk about it because it's spoilers. I can't even give any little detail, but just trust me. It's incredible. You guys are definitely in for a ride. So with all that said, I'm going to give Cobra Kai Season 3 an A. Thank you guys again so much for clicking on this. You guys are seriously all the best. Hopefully the light flashing off this didn't bother you guys too much. I just had to put it on for the video. But of course, guys, thank you guys again so much for clicking on this. You guys are seriously all the best. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe on your way out. Head on over to Sandwich Films on how to see films early, because the creator of there is one of the biggest Karate Kid fans in the entire world. Of course, thank you again to you and all my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Of course, until next time, guys, whatcha? Karate Kid time. I think I'm going to go watch the Karate Kid now. Hope to see you guys soon. And of course, stay classy.